Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Wake up. Sound to the alarm. Okay. So I'm going to read you some song lyrics. I have some channeled messages for you, and I'm going to read some tarot. So let's go. I'm broke, but I'm happy. I'm poor, but I'm kind. I'm short, but I'm healthy. I'm high, but I'm grounded. I'm sane, but I'm overwhelmed. I'm lost, but I'm hopeful. And what it all comes down to is that everything's gonna be fine, fine, fine. Because I've got one hand in my pocket and the other one is giving a high five. I feel drunk, but I'm sober. I'm young and I'm underpaid. I'm tired, but I'm working. I care, but I'm restless. I'm here, but I'm really gone. I'm wrong and I'm sorry. And what it all comes down to is that everything is going to be quite all right because I've got one hand in my pocket and the other one is flicking a cigarette. Okay, so that's Hand in My Pocket by Alanis Morissette. Grown Up, right? So that song was channeled. And if I get the inspiration or courage, there was another song that wanted to come through. But for now, we're going to pull out some cards, because we're going to see what's going on and why you were drawn to this, and or what you should be focused on or thinking about or strategizing or whatever. So obviously that song is like, be free. We are no longer in prison where they trap us, okay? It's like, let the freak out, you know? Always partying. Came in reverse though. So it was like, it's time to party, but in a different way, very different way. Because this is not the type of partying that the new earth is going to be doing. The party is different now, okay? So, I'm young, but I don't know what she says. Uninterested. Okay, yeah, a lot of rejection at this time. People are just like really dealing with rejection. So I know I'm all goofy and stuff, but like the seriousness of the matter is the rejection. We feel very rejected at this time, very much so. So that seems to be heavy on your mind, is rejection. Maybe you feel like the world is rejecting you, whether that's work or a relationship. Yeah, this is the cure to your rejection feeling, whatever it's triggering in your brain. Too busy winning. Focus on the accomplishments you've either made or are going to make, and let go of what you cannot control. So whatever's around your environment that makes you feel not seen or heard or validated, yeah, you're just clocking in. You're just wasting your time clocking in every day, doing what they tell you to do, but you know, so you got the call, friend. If you woke up, you see life now for the vivid picture that it is. I feel like, yeah, everything will be just fine, fine. She says fine, fine, fine. So money, look at that. Like you feel this real threat towards your resources at this time as well. So you're worried about your resources. You're worried about what you have and what you're going to lose. Yeah. Okay. So this is a mindset shift. You're wanting, yeah. Okay. So yeah, you're stuck. You're tired of being in the maze. You're tired of being in the maze. Because look, some of us have exited the maze and some of us have not. And you're being encouraged to step outside, step out of the maze. I think you got way too comfy in this maze that you don't want to leave it. Yeah. So love bomb came out, meaning like, your brain believes so much of what you're doing is what you need to be doing. So it's like monotonous. It's just like the hamster running around the wheel or whatever, or the thing that comes and eats at a certain time because like it was brain chemistry trained to do so. Something about that. Yeah, small talk. So like love bomb and small talk to get you pulled into the fantasy. Incentives. So, you know, companies, likes to corpse. They like to make you a corpse. They blow out all these incentives to get you in. They're like, how do we get people to our company or whatever? Punish, they lure you in. It controls you. So right now, you've been love bombed. And there's a small talk that you're addicted to as well. So like the drama of it. So you've been coerced even being in the situation you're in. It's probably work. I really see work, but I promise you this could be a relationship or anything. So let's see as it expands what it turns into. Interesting. So we got, yeah, so this is a broken, this is like psychotic break energy or going postal or like, there's something about your environment that you're gonna snap. There's a, I'm gonna fucking snap. Like, I'm gonna snap. Like, that's what I feel like. That's what's like being shown to me with this little random cards. So Alan Watts came out, which is a wonderful philosopher. If you don't know him, like listen to, that's what you need. You need to, when you get some downtime, go and close your eyes and listen to Alan Watts. And almost instantly, your mood is going to be better. Yes, it's a hive mind. Beyonce came out. Whether you're listening to the music literally, or if you're abstractly part of a hive of some kind, some sort of worship, some sort of... In order for it to affect you, you have to be in that frequency band. So think about it. Whatever it is that you're entertaining, that you hate, that you literally are depressed and you're like over it and you want to leave and you don't care anymore, whatever that energy is, it's only in your environment because you allow it to be. So not only, but at least a large part of it. Yeah, chemistry. So think about it. What is chemistry? Oh, I have the definition. Identifies the substance of which matter is composed, investigating their properties and the ways they interact, combine, and change, the use of these processes to form new substances. So chemistry is the act of two chemicals or whatever coming together and forming. So like having chemistry with what you're doing could potentially be what's holding you back from like changing it or leaving it, or it's always down. We don't even realize how much. So feminism is also coming out, which is like another way to put it, but psychologically, because we're chemically being altered, but there's also a psychological aspect where they come in and that they create propaganda, loud music, sound, like a parade, like a clown show. Okay, I'm seeing somebody dread going to the holiday party. So, okay, you're like, I don't want to go back and talk with, like, you're just like, that's the last thing I want to do today, is have to listen to da-da-da any longer than I have to. So you go to work every day and you're like, interesting. You're done. You're over it. You're really trying to, you're trying to be heard, okay? This is something about your exchange with this energy is how you make money or how you support yourself. So you are codependent of whatever you're attached to because of finances. If you weren't attached and needing the finances, the money, which isn't even real, meaning isn't what is of value. We've just been tricked that that's the value, is the physical, tangible dollar bills. You are threatened that if you leave or detach, that you're going to be rejected, that you're going to be left out, that you're going to be abandoned or whatever. But you're already abandoned. Like, that was already obvious, is how you feel. If you acknowledge how you feel, that's how you feel. You're wanting to be focused on the winning though. And I mean, Bill Gates came out, and it's like, can we really compete with that at this point? Is that real life? Like, my goals and aspirations should be to be no, I don't even know how to explain what I'm saying. The way that we are, the way that it is at this time, it's like supports people like him, you know? And this ultraviolet, which is interesting, is it like, why is ultraviolet here? Ultraviolet. You know, they went in ultraviolet radiation, ultraviolet rays, rainbow. It always boils down to manipulation of light, of our energy. We're giving away our energy. That's what it is. It's not this money stuff. We got to change our mindset. It's your energy that's for sale. Your time. And that's the most valuable thing you have. And to not spend your time doing something you love is hell. It's torture. And it's all in your head too, which sucks, because psychologically and like scientifically and even spiritually, right? All is mind. Meaning, sure, your soul may reside in your heart and your spirit that goes into the megaverse of God land, but to perceive reality, to function and to see outside and be like, oh, there's lights and numbers and colors and shit, to actually like do that, it's all in the mind. It's just your eye receptors perceiving data to compute outward. And this money is, it's becoming less desirable, less valuable, because it's designed for control. And we've been love bombed. They want us circling in this small talk. You know what was crazy? When I had a barbershop, my favorite things to talk about were the things they always say don't talk about. Because the previous years that I worked in a company for corp, as I was dead, like a corpse, it was like when I went and clocked in every day, we couldn't talk about race, religion, politics, right? And now what I see as the next 7 years, that was something I encouraged people to talk about. Like, I wanted community. I loved the aspect of like socializing and sharing views, and it didn't really matter what, if you were different than my thoughts, like that's fine. Like, let's all talk amongst each other as a community and see how our views vary. And I've had so many conversations with people of different races, or during this race thing that they're promoting, that I'm in the middle of, being biracial. I've had all these conversations with people who feel uncomfortable speaking up, but they want to talk about it because they want to do something. They want to help. People do want to help. People are like, how do we come together? What do we do? Nobody knows what to do. And we've relied so heavily on this system that tells us not to talk about things, to fear each other, to hate each other, to feel rejected. Like, nobody wants to like talk anymore. And I mean in a normal way. Like, we don't have the time for it. Our time is so fueling the system. We're out walking somewhere and we can't even get a conversation out with someone because we have calculated how it's going to proceed. There's so many people that cross my path and I can read what they think about me. And it's like, man, we could have had a conversation. We could have just been like it could have been a 5-minute conversation, could have been something small. But at the same time, it could have been something great. It could have been something awesome. Who knows? And those people that do stop and talk for a little bit, that half the time, especially old people, shout out to old people. Stop being so mean to old people. I'm so sick of people being mean to old people. And I don't mean that I'm always nice. I'm just trying to say, like, I was raised in a culture that very much so disrespects the elderly. And I really envy and value and see cultures that respect their elders doing it right. So we'll move on. This is our first card. And it is about obtaining fulfillment, emotional fulfillment. Singularly though, it's about yourself. So it's like baking cakes. You're the best cake baker, right? Whatever it is that you do, you love it, you enjoy it, you have financial independence, emotional satisfaction, you're happy. You may not make a lot of money doing it, but you're happy. This is the goal. This is what you're thinking about. This is what you want to be. The energy you want to be in is, I'm happy. I don't need all this stuff. I don't need all this charades. I don't need all this. What I need is to feel happy. You're really realizing you've gotten too far into the matrix. And here's that left out card. This card's about feeling left out. Actually, it's like being put out, but almost wallowing in the sorrow a bit, but like do something. So fixated. We're too fixated on being put out, being like with what's going on in the grocery stores. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can be sad about it, or we can recognize we're ultralight beings that can live on air if we really want to. And some people do it. You have to adapt your body to the changes of time. The seasons, everything's changing. And as we evolve into the future, into our higher selves, and we live amongst higher self beings of all beings and respect one another, give each other basic respect. Your consciousness, I'm consciousness. You're a soul, I'm a soul. Respect. Move on. Peace be with you. You know, like goodness. We're too fixated here on this. Yeah, like feeling not a part of something. But what's beautiful is look at all this downloading knowledge we've had. We've been able to really process how, because I got one hand in my pocket and the other one's dun, 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 dun. I don't know what she says. But the point of the song is like, yes, there's this and there's that. Black and white. Up and down. Okay? That's fine. You know, you wouldn't even see me if there wasn't contrast. If we didn't have the contrast of reality, we wouldn't understand things. But to be polarized and to be of one position is where we get stuck. We get fixated and it becomes physical. And then our surroundings become stuck. And then we become stuck and it just becomes more stuck. All the information that we needed to become unstuck has been released. We now have access to it publicly. And in the future, there's some more pain. There's some more knowledge that's coming through that we're being tested and trialed in a whole new kind of way, guys. Basically, you're in a psychological thriller. It's about to get crazy. I don't know, is it called the plot? The climax, something. When it gets real crazy, we haven't got there yet. It's like the story just started. The story's like we know the background a little bit. We're still learning pieces we didn't get to, like, as time goes on, we're gonna get told more crazy stuff. And the more we dwell and focus on how crazy it's been is where we get lost in the patterns. But if we can accept, right, and not don't attach ourselves to the information, but allow it to float by like a cloud, we get to move on. But we're not there yet. It's okay. It's okay. Because like she said, everything's going to be just fine. I haven't smoked a cigarette in so long. But I know what she meant at that last line. Like, she was like, I'm going to smoke my cigarette and be fine. Like, I don't care at all. Like, you know? So, yeah, this is a torn energy. So if you're feeling very torn left or right, I don't know what to do. I feel double-minded. This could also be like bipolar, schizophrenic, manic, sociopath. Let's get a couple. I do want a couple cards on that to be a little bit more specific. Wizard of Oz. Yeah, the journey of leaving Kansas in the tornado or whatever, going to meet the witch, and then find out that whole story, and then the guy behind the scenes. Hysteria, exactly. It's shattering to process, okay? It is. It's very shattering to understand that you can be swept up in a wormhole portal thing, tornado, and you need some magic slippers and all types of stuff to get out. Like, that's okay. It's okay. Old-fashioned term for a disorder characterized by a neurological symptoms often accompanied by exaggerated or inappropriate emotional behavior, originally attributed to disease or injury of the nervous system and later thought to be functional or psychological in origin, because they have done that. And the minorities here on top, they have done things to people that have us. One of the ways that we're stuck is by labeling ourselves mentally ill. Because when I first started going through a spiritual awakening, the first few years felt like schizophrenia, or were. I mean, you know, like that kind of label limitation. If you stay there, you don't grow, you don't evolve, you don't expand, you don't elevate, you don't become wiser. You just become that, and you have every right to believe what you want to believe. And some people are not as healable as others, and I understand that. If that's you, that's not who I'm speaking to. I'm speaking to those that are high functioning, or you can still socialize and communicate and articulate and do math and write things down. You know, if you still have most of your functioning, but you're labeled something, don't get stuck there. That's all I'm saying. You're like blindfolded to knowing that you could be more. Like I see someone's medicine cabinet or medicine thing, and they're looking at their medicines and they're like, but I need this, but I need this. I have to take this. I have to do this thing. I have to, all these things. It's too much. It's too much things. You're focused on too much things. So here you are. Your pattern is to work. Your pattern is to wake up and work, and to do the same patterns and work and process that you do every single day. So that rat race, roll, do the thing, roll, do the thing, row your boat gently down the stream. Like, it's boring and it's annoying. Yeah, and you're reaping. So when you're not quite aware, when you've been suppressed and lied to and manipulated and psychologically tortured, because you're in a movie, remember? You're in a psychological thriller. You're now discovering that you do reap what you sow. So in some way, shape, or form, you receive the karma, you receive the energy exchange, the balance. And we're going through that with judgment. We're going through that with the exposure and illumination of everything at this time. And knowing that you'll get to the other side of it is your strength right now. Just like understanding that you are going to have to forgive yourself and nurture yourself through this and hold your hand and it's okay to be this or that. Yesterday it was this, tomorrow it is that. End, beginning, all the same. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. You're strong enough to get through this. It's just getting crazy. Have fun with it. Have fun with it. The Six of Cups, this is like childhood. You're looking out the window like it's all out there. It's not in here. It's not in me. I'm so sad. You are though. Like, I understand this. I'm only making jokes. Like, this was me. This is me sometimes. But it's like, sometimes you're looking out and you're seeing what other people have and are doing, and it's doing nothing for you. It's not supporting your growth. It's not. Oof. You see how she came out? She said, put some respect on my name. That's what she just said. Look how she came out. And this is the Queen of Wands. All right. This is, what's her name? I'm seeing Lori Harvey, whatever her name is. Lori Harvey, something like that. She just like, this is even, I don't know. This is just somebody that's like, you're struggling with this energy. You're struggling with knowing who you are. And that's an ultralight being. You are literally a rainbow. They lied to you. They told you you were either male or female, because you got to be polarized. You can't be masculine if you're feminine. You can't be, you got to be one or the other. It's just too many polarizations, and you need to burst free from that. So anything out there that's doing that is kind of reflecting back to you, like that it's just like a prism, the light that goes through and then it comes back, the rainbow, how things are projected into reality. You're seeing what isn't you and then reflecting that back, if that makes sense, because you're sending negative energy to what you want. Not realizing it is you. You are a rainbow. You are an ultralight being. You just need to remember. Go back to the basics. You see the pyramids here? Go back to the original version of events here. Understand these weren't rocks before. These pyramids all over the world weren't just rocks. They weren't like, oh, let's get some rocks, guys, and make pyramids. Like, no. There's a real deep reason why we needed this. Let's, something like that. You're awakening that awareness. But you got to go through the hard stuff. But it's almost over. Understand, you started at a 9 and you're going into a 10. So with whatever energy you're dealing with at this time that we've been describing, you are proceeding through the thick of it. So the 9 to 10, then it's over. Then you start back at a 1 and something else. So then it gets to be chill for a bit. And then you go 1 to 8 as best as you can. Work through the 9 and 10, and you go back to a 1 again. And each little journey will show you more and more parts of reality and parts of yourself that you won't feel like this anymore. You won't feel like that. So the Page of Materials flying in reverse there as the outcome, it just means that no matter what age you are, you're young in maturity. You have a lot of maturity to do here. And as you mature, you get to, because there's the Queen. And they're both in the material realm. So a lot of, I'm seeing the Titanic, when the ship's going down and the really, really wealthy man basically is like sitting in the place where it's the moment where he realizes he's not going to be saved. No matter how much money you have, you are not safe from judgment, from what's happening right now. And the sooner we let go of believing in that someone's going to come save us mentality, the sooner we get out of mental hell. Because all is mind, all is mental. All is mental. And then the cute little smiley face comes out. Yeah, you are focused on work like nobody's business. It says you are never alone, and boys are supposed to ruin your lipstick, not your mascara. That's it, like this, if this ain't real, okay? You are worthy. This is heavy. I know it's a lot. That's why imagination and creativity and delusion can be great. That's why people watch TV. That's why people watch YouTube. That's why people smoke and drink and all that. Like, it's to get out of reality and to be in Delulu. It's actually like encouraging your hormones and everything for how traumatizing and not great reality is. You escape. It says, don't skip over the fine print, protect yourself. So we're gonna start focusing on solutions. We're gonna focus on, especially financially, because we have to start thinking about that a lot differently with how things are spinning. So we need to understand what to do, you know? Maturing, young adult, learning, still growing. See? Epiphany. All right, epiphany. We'll get there. What was I gonna do? Oh, money. We're gonna manifest some money. Let's manifest some money. And ideas of money, because again, I'm starting to hear from a lot of people with money how they didn't focus enough attention on their soul and their spirit, that they're the ones really going through it. And it's because money is a concept. It really is. It doesn't have to always be that way. Something's changing with the money. The exchange is happening. I know everyone knows, but like, the exchange is happening. Gift. So now I'm seeing the holidays again. You will discover new talent that will lead to new opportunities. Use opportunities that arise. Yeah, there's a lot of hidden talent, because a gift is something that you're given. And I remember reading in scripture something about when you're given gifts and you don't use them, there's some sort of consequence. So when you have a gift, it's meant to be shared. It's meant to be released and let out. And I don't think that you've discovered that fully. I feel like because your attention has been focused in the material realm, and because you've been 3D, like dense, physical, you've just been focused, not metaphysical. Yeah, it's changing. All right, let's see. Discovering your gifts. What's this epiphany about? Bright ideas. Light bulb. Makes sense, right? Epiphany. Light bulb. Hello. Hello. You see the brick wall behind the light bulb? It's like, I've been digging through these bricks. I've been trying to get close to your light. I've been trying. And who's that? This is your higher self talking, or your spirit team, or something outside of yourself and outside of the electromagnetic spectrum frequency band that we exist in, which is very minute. So all of the other space that exists, there's beings, there's consciousness. And as it's trying to get to you and relay information, this epiphany that's coming in the form of a gift, that's coming into your consciousness, this download, this receiver, because remember, you're gonna bake cakes. Something like that. Take pictures, bake cakes, sew clothes, knit, dance. Something that's not focused on how much money it makes you, but something that is focused on how much joy it brings you, how much pleasure, and in the realm of satisfying your inner child. This is where adults get confused with the pleasure thing. When you get too indulgent in adult pleasures, it's a whole different path, which it led to things like what we're seeing in Hollywood. And when you see the pleasures of the inner child reveal themselves to you, that's a whole nother level of happiness that money can buy. And then you're not going to be sold a lie, you know? You're going to believe in yourself. You're going to believe in your inner child. Show me more about the gift. Oh. So we got many choices with some balloons. Moving up, careers on the rise, new offers and opportunities, a salary increase, go to the next level. Remember also, however money becomes, whatever money means in the current, whatever it becomes, if it's a digital, I don't know how they're going to do it, but it's going to change. Okay. Many choices, opportunities abound when you are in a dilemma. All roads lead to Rome. Remember the path I was just talking about? Look at all your options. Opportunity, new job, change of workplace, or business trip. Change is coming just in time, meaning it's burning down and you literally are jumping out a little bit like that. And I see someone really focused in their studio here. They've got headphones on. I'm seeing like DJ beats, stuff like that, making music. Something about changing how we value, celebrating and changing how we value. We literally have balloons, like a party. Remember I said we were going to party and celebrate. We're going to celebrate with our gifts. Now I'm seeing people have to come down a notch or two. So however high up you are on what we look outwardly and call valuable at this time, so you could be like a celeb or whatever, a wealthy person, somehow you're famous. Even let's use Laura Harvey person, since we did. Something about culture and how we perceive things, it's going to be harder and harder for the higher up you are. So if you've been high up for a while, on a high horse, this is the meek are going to inherit the earth time, where less fortunate people are going to start feel more fulfilled. Okay, because when you're dealing with all these moving parts and all this stress in comparison to someone who's taking a nap on a bench somewhere, it's like stress looks a lot different. And regulated hormones and all that kind of stuff look a lot different, you know? We got 60. Yeah, you know what that number's telling me? It's like, who in the mother F said retirement's that late in life, right? I'm like young, older. So like I'm in the middle. I'm like middle-aged. I don't know what that's considered. Maybe I'm like young, middle-aged. But I'm looking at my future and I'm like, ew, is that what they expect of us, to live like that? And I don't mean poor. I don't mean like I don't have stuff. I mean like I have to work that hard as that old? No. Why would I wait until my body can't do anything? That's crazy to me. That's so crazy to me. Exactly. I'm too smart for this. Mercury. This is how we communicate, okay? This is like Gemini energy or Virgo. So it's a lot of order and discipline because they don't want us to be free. They don't want us to be flowing free. They have used Mercury in a way. Now I'm seeing that serpent wrapped around. So like they have coerced us into this docile version of ourselves. It's so inhumane. Humans are being treated worse than animals right now when it comes to the leaders. Like, it's okay to have leadership and have police and people that protect and regulate things and order and all that. But isn't it kind of weird when you just feel like you're boxed into a square somewhere and you just go to another square and then you don't ever get to go out and be free and flow and like move your body? And there's something really weird about this time. We have Neptune here. Yeah, exactly the opposite. Because Neptune's like imagination and creativity and dreams. So like astral projection and lucid dreaming, or writing a book or a song, or playing the guitar, or getting really high or really drunk, you know? There's a lot of, it's also like poetry and art. It's very, very opposite energy. Because this polarization that we've been forced to be in, it's like red pill, blue pill, literally. Red pill, blue pill. That's what it's been, guys. A lot of us have taken the blue pill. And here it's Neptune blue, but you know the concept, right? A lot of us have taken the blue pill, which was Mercury, this overly analyzing, scientific, ultra logical, ultra organized, ultra efficient, robotic, tech, mathematic, scientific approach. And we have just treated artists and musicians and poets and people that follow their passions and dreams, ballerinas, whatever, those that are a little bit more kooky and irrational in their decision making, the artists of this world, as Prince made it clear to us, are not being treated fairly. And that is macro and micro. So we also have to understand it's not just out there. They have implanted something that, because we are this is our temple. In some way, shape, or form, you are allowing energy into your temple and allowing it to stay and reside there that doesn't align with your greatest self, your highest version of you, where you shine, where you are into your Neptune energy, where you understand your Neptune energy. You're so hyper focused because of how much you believe that's going on outside of you that you don't even believe you exist anymore. You don't even believe you're there almost. Who are you? You're like, who am I? I just type on a computer every day. Who am I? And it's like, you are just as great as every mother trucker we see out there. It's just they have stood into their stardom. Same reason that any child of these Hollywoods, you know, has just so happened to have like 5 talents. They can play piano, they can sing, they can dance, they can act, and that, like, they knew this was a solution. This was a solution to like keeping the power where they wanted to keep the power. Because if you really think about when it was invented in the late 1800s or whatever, LA, Hollywood, fallen angels, lost ones, that's because us, the ones that were pawned, we as fallen angels, lost ones, like wanting to be stars again, wanting to be angelic again, angels, we are drawn to it. So a lot of artists and creators go there and then they live there, but they live there as poverty, hoping to become wealth and accepted. But it's already rigged from the beginning because it's for their children. It's very unlikely for us. So the reward, it's that psychological thing with the mouse. You know, they feed the mouse, they keep it trapped in the maze, but the mouse doesn't know it can leave. So a lot of the regular people out here, we don't think it's possible. It's like the percentage of people that become an athlete, the percentage of people that become a superstar, whatever. It just seems so impossible that most people, majority, just don't go for it. But those that have followed that long enough, that do believe in themselves, whether they live lesser or greater, are inside happier. This money stuff doesn't matter to them because they're there. They don't need the paper at that point. While the paper helps us get to great places, it's not what they're going after. Because they don't got money on the mind, money on, I do it for the love. I do it for the love. Because it's about love, you know? It's really about like loving your quirky ass. However that it looks like. Whatever makes you weird and different, it's like important to shine right now. You're not invisible. You're not forgotten. You're not powerless. And there's no age number on it. When you can be 60 years old, like this little dice says, and that's still okay, because you can pick up a paintbrush and start painting something. You can paint one solid color on something, and then maybe the next day you paint these, and then next day you paint these, okay? And then the next day you paint these. And then eventually you'll have a dope ass painting. It's like, don't think there is a limitation on what you can do. You're so split of mind, you're freaking out, all this information, you're like, and it's new to you. You got all these page energy, so it's like the information that's coming out is so new to you, you're like freaking out about it. Like somehow it affects you when it's way out there. It's way out there. It doesn't even matter. Let the crazy people, meaning the psychopaths that run the world, let them play their game with the pawns that they're playing with, and just don't be a pawn anymore. Become a knight or a bishop or something. Elevate past stage 1 and just say, yeah, there's a lot to, we could focus on the drama, we could focus on all this external stuff, or we could go into our soul, go into our spirit, meditate, go into nature, just get in the dirt a little bit, like get our hands dirty, put our feet on the earth, do something that makes no sense. Be a little weird, you know? We need to see some more weird. Do I want that? I love this though. I get it. 'cause I got one hand in my pocket. You know, she sings another, isn't it ironic? She's just so, that vibe, that woman, that energy. What a funny song. She's so funny. She's like an anomaly. If you know, because that would have been, that's pretty old. It's like 90s. If you know who she is. If you don't, look her up. Look up her, watch that video. Just watch a couple of videos or something. One video of her. And you'll be like, oh, I see what, we need more of that. And then Stand Still comes in, because it's like, that's what's needed right now. We just need a bunch of people to shut the fuck up and sit down. Let the silence in, let the peace in. When it gets quiet and you're like, it's so loud, I don't want to hear these thoughts. I don't want to think so much. Turn it off. Oh man, if we lose the internet, guys. But it's because we fear the silence, because the silence is where we find and discover all the things I'm talking about. So the more we sit in the silence, the more we have access to the truth. Because the truth is constantly being shared in the ether, like we all can hear it. But because we're not still enough, we're not in resonance with the stillness of the fixed earth planet, we don't get to hear, because when we get silent enough, there's a lot in front of that noise that's also coming through, and it just becomes very overwhelming because it's silent, but it's so loud. But you've been deceived. I mean, it's literally, if we talk about what crime should be, this is a crime on us. Fire. So many things are coming through with this. Like, fire has been used against us through impulse and, how do I say it? Like, I feel like what I'm seeing is the whole migration thing that's going on the planet that's not right, that's forcing people and circumstances, lots of people not making it through in this crazy time we're in. That's the fire they're using against us. That's the dragon blowing its flames, knowing it has the power not to, and the power to do something better and to help, but instead this is the method that they've chosen. It's now time for us to use our fire and fight cocaine, because I think people really got lost when we forgot all that we learned in history, his story, at least the part where they taught us how these people in the civil rights era, like, stood up and spoke out. Could you imagine in that time? My gosh, versus now, like, it's easy, but not enough people are doing it in comparison to the amount of people that have access to the power. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we're living really in reverse. It's dumb. There's the earth. Gonna chew, like, you ready to wake up yet? You ready to join the tribe? And the earth keeper at the bottom. That's us. We're the earth keepers. See how she's protecting the planet with her wing? It's like, wake up. Protect. 18, 17, 18. 17, 18, 19. That's cool. I see you. Earth. Man, she's about to show out. Earth's about to show out, guys. Because the thing about mom when she comes home, because I've always seen God and stuff like this, that for a certain amount of time we've worshipped a male creator, and now because we've disregarded and forgotten and abandoned and left mom behind, she's been in the background quiet up in Godland, and we completely disregarded her. Like let go. I don't know how to explain that. But she's now that her husband or her masculine counterpart came back and said, "Man, wife, God, wife, look at my people, how they're behaving, whatever." Now she's like, "Are you ready for me to come in? Are you ready for me to do some stuff? Would you like to see me play? Would you like to see me participate?" And she's about to show out, okay? She's already showing out. But I think you need to be pretty intuitive to see it. But she's about to show out, okay? Just be ready. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Oh, the dolphin, see? It's gonna be okay. Dolphin represents play, fun, just play. Whatever comes at you, just play with it. I lied, be careful. But I was saying an ocean wave. Like, play with the ocean wave. Just go with the motions. Man, this really bad thing happened today. All right, whatever. Let me go focus on this instead. Man, this other really bad thing happened. Oh, fuck it. Another goddamn thing. Oh my God, can you believe this is happening? No, but now I do. You know, like just kind of focus on the hysteria of it even, which is kind of funny. Wherever that came out. Hysteria, like mass hysteria, you know what I mean? It's just, it's like you need to develop a lunatic laugh almost. Like, just allow it to be a little bit loony. Looney Tunes. It's okay. And the otter, which is another playful energy. You know what I'm saying? Just play. Just play. When's the last time you played? We need to play. There's something about play. Time to play. It's time to play. This is water energy. This, ooh, black. All of this is water. We got the sea serpent. This is spirit, but it is a sea creature. Sea serpent. And the dolphin and the otter. Yeah. And I see all of them defending themselves against this lizard that wants to eat them. Even though a lizard probably doesn't eat dolphins, I still see them as like a team. They recruited each other to work together to go against the reptilian. Which I'm not a believer that they're all bad, but okay, so let's find out. This one wants to be red. The black egg. Everything's gonna be just fine, fine. Or she says, everything's gonna be fine, fine, fine. 'Cause I got one hand in my pocket and the other one smoking a cigarette. Quiet. Anybody that's dealing with quitting cigarettes and stuff like that, I feel you. I quit a long time ago, but it's still a struggle, especially like when I hear that. It's just like, oh, I know that felt good. Okay, black egg. Speaking from an authentic voice, the truth. The black egg contains one of life's essential treasures, the truth. Inside of it resides no confusion, excuses, small talk, noise, or lies, not even white ones. The living and breathing vessel harbors only that which rings true. When this essence is in balance, we speak slowly and clearly. We are drawn to activities like writing, reading, teaching, singing, or perhaps public speaking. Sounds draw us in, books draw us in, the concepts of truth itself draw us in. We start asking questions like, what do I know to be true about myself? And what is true about the world? When the energy of the black egg is not yet accessed, we speak from an unsure place. We say things others want to hear, gossip, or repeat stories to justify our subpar behavior. We might even try to convince ourselves that we have no inner truth at all. The energy of the black egg hovers and waits for us to reconnect. It is available at every moment in every situation. It's the epicenter of truth, the birthplace of our voice. I see how that connects. I hope you do too. I'm gonna let you figure out if that told you anything you needed to know. So thank you very much. That's what I have today, and I'll see you next time.